What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY in the overall markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15. And you're also going to be guaranteed an 8.1% APY on uninvested cash. This offer ends very soon, just a couple of weeks. Anyways, now let's talk about the market. So I just want to say that the market's holding up very, very nicely so far. We started off with the dip because our PPI data was not that good. As a reminder, the majority of these metrics were above expectations, especially PPI year over year at 3%, which is above the 2.6% target. So my initial expectation was the market would see a bit of a dip, but then I said to watch our supports to see how well we held up, and then we'd be watching to see if there's a bounce from there. So now I'm going to give you guys a really nice update on this. So if you guys look at Tesla, we did get a dip after PPI came out and also the news about Cathie Wood selling some shares. But I debunked that news because of what the media was insinuating. She's not selling her shares just like that. It's more like she's just taking profits and she still has a massive stake. So if you guys want more details about it, just watch my previous video. Anyways, when it comes to other things, Tesla did dip a bit. I mentioned to you all if we lost 420, I'd be looking for us to retest the all-time high and see if we bounced. We came a little bit short of that 415 area. We actually bounced off like the very, very high 416s instead. And the reason for that is because that was our 50 EMA. So Tesla hit this support around the 416s, then it bounced very nicely, came back just under 430, and now we're just starting to dip again from here. So you guys could see that we're in a range between our 50 EMA and also that resistance around that 430 area. That's the new range Tesla is in. But I would say this, we're still looking more bullish because we're holding support very, very nicely. We're doing a very good job at holding. And I just want to say that although Tesla is in this range, it hasn't lost 420 or even like the 50 EMA. So technically, it's still on a nice uptrend. Resistance is very tight at the 430 area. But I would say this, as long as we hold above 420, I think that there is potential for us to remain in this range and eventually attempt to break past 430 again because Tesla loves to form accumulations and loves to try to attempt to break out. I just want to say it's doing a good job at holding up. And if the market pumps a lot more, I think Tesla could continue its run as well. So make sure you guys watch that 420 areas or critical support alongside that 418 zone, which is our 50 EMA on the 30 minutes time frame. But just know the overall trend is more bullish on Tesla. We're holding support very, very well, and there is potential for us to try to break out higher and to break to new all-time highs. So will Tesla explode from here? Well, for now, we're just in a range, okay? We're just stuck in a range, but it has the potential to see more explosive price action. If we get back above 430, we manage to see a breakthrough that. Hasn't done that yet. Resistance is getting tighter, but there is most definitely potential, in my opinion. Now, how about SPY? What's going on with SPY and the rest of the market? Well, SPY is holding support very nicely. We had a low at 602 a couple of days ago. We got this bullish move after CPI, came down after PPI. Now we're trying to bounce again. So it's looking pretty good. We're holding our 20 EMA very well. And then when you look at the 30 minutes time frame, we're also holding up above our 200 EMA. I called out that SPY would dip to about 605.5 or so, and that's where we went to. And then I said to watch to see if we get a bounce, right? We were talking about that in my morning video. And so far, we're holding support very nicely. So it's very simple. As long as we don't lose that 605.5 area, as long as we hold these supports, the yellow and red lines that you see here are key EMAs. As long as we hold this, SPY has the potential to push higher and try to fill this imbalance and try to get back up to this to the all-time highs essentially. So I see potential in this. But it may take some time to get there. So make sure you watch your supports very closely just to see if we hold up. And then as long as we hold them, I will be looking for a move back up to at least 608. So we could be pushing for 608 as long as we hold support. As long as 605.5 does not break, SPY could bounce and push a little bit higher. It may shuffle a bit for now, but there is potential as long as those supports hold. ES has the same thing going on. We held our two main supports. We basically called them out. I think they're actually on the 4-hour time frame. Basically, it's going to be around that 60-67 area that we called out, and then also at 60-77. So we held both supports thus far. If we were to lose 60-68, I will turn a little bit more bearish, basically seeing the potential for us to dip to about 60-50. But as long as we're above our 50 EMA at 60-68, we do favor a potential bounce, and we could be looking for 6100. So we're holding supports right over here very nicely, and we could attempt to push higher. I think we're doing a good job thus far. For NVIDIA, I just want to say that we are in a range right now. We are below 137, which is not the best of signs. And I think NVIDIA is a little bit lackluster. We need to try to reclaim 138s to really see at least some steam build up. Otherwise, we're just stuck right now in a choppy range. We're stuck between 135 and 137 for now. I want to see it get back above 138s to bounce. Otherwise, it's just very choppy and a little bit lackluster. So that's my honest assessment of NVIDIA for now. For Bitcoin, it looks more bullish. I think that it held its support very nicely. We could be on our way back up to about 102,500. So there's some potential in this. So we'll see if it continues to push. But this does have potential to push even higher as long as we get back above 102,750. So Bitcoin could push more. The QQQ is holding up nicely. Now, this is in a very interesting place. It's also kind of shuffling in this range, but I just want to say it's still bullish simultaneously because we held our support. We held 525 to 526. That's the level that we called out. Um, we were expecting it to dip around those levels, and we just grabbed liquidity over there only to bounce. So as long as we don't lose 527 and 526, that's our 50 EMA. I think there's a good chance that we could attempt to get back up to these highs, especially at 530. But we need to hold support just for confirmation, at least for 4 hours. So there's potential in this nonetheless. NQ, it also held support around 21,600. We called out 21,600 as a potential test. We came close to it. We didn't quite get to the exact level. We were off by about like 20 points, but we did rebound from there. So as long as we don't lose 21,650, we could attempt to rebound and slowly make our way up higher. We just have to hold our support just to be safe. Overall, it's looking promising. Apple's also looking pretty good. We held 245 because we held that. We could be looking for higher levels, and we could be on our way back up towards this imbalance for 249 and eventually 250. So we look more bullish on Apple. I think we're doing a good job. For the IWM Russell 2000, we're doing a good job. We're on a bit of a downtrend here, but we're still holding support. Just know this: when I zoom out, you guys can see we're still stuck in this channel. Um, Sorry, I keep accidentally pressing the 3 hour instead of the 4 hour. But anyways, going back to the chart, we're still stuck right here on the 4 hour time frame. We're stuck in this channel going back and forth and back and forth. There's not really much going on with this. I mean, it's just stuck for now until we see this thing officially break. So that's all I expect this to do for now. Coin pumped a bit. It might retest 312 if that fails us. There's that gap below to fill. We'll have to see if we end up losing 310 to fill the gap to 304. But what could be happening is this could dip a bit and then try to bounce, make a higher low, and then we're about to get this PPO crossover, which could cause a bounce. So a dip and a bounce could be coming to coin. Look for a test of 312, maybe a little bit below that, and we'll see if we bounce. Amazon's fighting at 230, but it looks more bullish. It's holding very nicely as long as we don't lose 225.8. This is favoring an uptrend, and we could be pushing for 232. Meta looks more bullish. As long as we don't lose 621, we could be on our way back up to about 640. There's potential in this as well. Microsoft looks more bullish. We're breaking out right here. As long as we don't lose 450 and 444, this could be on its way for 460. Looks more bullish to me. And Microsoft is holding up nicely. We do have a key support to watch for at 194. Our resistance is currently around 197. So I think that as long as we don't lose 194, this could just be a small dip before it attempts to get closer to 200. So there's potential in it to hold up as long as we don't lose 194. It's a little bit weaker than the market because of the fact that it already ran so much. So give it some time to develop and we'll see how well it holds up. SPY shuffling near 607, but there's potential for this to bounce as long as we hold our supports. Tesla as well, we're holding 420 nicely, so we'll see if that continues, and this thing could start running even more later on. So will Tesla squeeze? In the future, yes, I believe it will, but for the short term, we're just range bound right now. We're stuck within our range for Tesla. We could break out a lot more later on if we get back above the 430 area, and the potential is there. And there is potential in this as long as we don't lose 420 and 415 ish. So I think we're doing a pretty good job. And let's just hope that this holds at least 420 to really continue this run. So give Tesla some time to consolidate, but just know there is upside potential nonetheless. Thank you for listening, and peace out.